Behind us.
Oh!
That was someone clip that, please. I did not plan that. I thought I had my scar in my hand. I thought I had my scar in my hand. Did not plan it, but you got wrecked. You got wrecked. The $1 million question recently is what my settings are for playing Fortnite on console. And I do play on a Xbox One X. So if my graphics look a little better, or my colors pop more, or my weapons glow more, that's probably why. And before I go any further, this is what works for me. It may not work for you, but these are my settings. Maybe this can give you a good starting point, and then you can tweak what needs to be tweaked from there. So let's get started. I should point out that I do use a Scuff gaming controller that has 4 paddles underneath, which enables me to keybind any button I would like to the bottom of my controller to press, which makes me not have to move my thumbs to jump in the game, so I can turn and jump at the same time. I also use a Control Freak extension on my right analog stick. I feel like it gives me more control, and it feels better to me. So if you guys haven't used Control Freaks yet, they're really inexpensive, they're very affordable, and I use one on my right analog stick. My controller sensitivity for the X and Y axis is 5. X is obviously your horizontal sensitivity, Y is your up and down. I used to play on 7, although I could build quicker around me. I was missing a lot of close range gunfights because it was just a little bit too high for me, so I went down to 6 on X and Y axis. Still was a little wonky for me close range, so I'm down to 5, and 5 seems to be working for me. So if you guys are having trouble with close range gunfights, maybe lower your sensitivity a little bit and see if that helps. But this is what's working for me lately. My controller ADS, which stands for aiming down sights, is 0.60. I also used to have this a little bit higher at around 0.70, but I've realized making smaller adjustments from targets that are further away is a little bit easier for me if it's a little bit slower and not so responsive and quick on the movements. So 0.60 is what works for me. Controller scope sensitivity. Basically, while you're aiming through a scope of a sniper rifle, this is what your sensitivity will affect. In this setting, I have mine at 0.50. The benefits to this, people that are further away, you'll have a better chance at hitting them, in my opinion, because you're not moving so quickly to make small adjustments. The downside is, if I'm trying to quick scope somebody close range, it's not really quick enough to whip my crosshair over them as you would be able to do like in Call of Duty or a game like Halo, but I'll sacrifice the close range for my long range snipes any day. Hud Scale isn't really a big issue here. I just dropped mine 0.5 just to feel different. Nothing significant there. Doesn't affect your gameplay that much. Xbox Safe Zone is very important, and let me show you why. The biggest myth right now is why my game looks different than yours, and I'm going to tell you. You're going to notice when I hit apply on this safe zone, which is the default setting when you're playing on Fortnite, my screen just shrunk inward. Okay? So if you look in the pregame lobby right now, depending on what kind of monitor you're playing on, I'm playing on a gaming monitor, so it is a widescreen monitor. Everything looks scrunched in now. If I go back to the Xbox Safe Zone and turn it down to 0.50, okay, it brought it out a little bit. We can breathe a little bit. We're not so confined with everything covering our gameplay. Now, depending on what kind of TV you're playing on, you might not be able to take it all the way down to 0. I'm playing on a monitor, so I can put it down to 0, and bam, it looks like it does on PC the default way. This is default on PC. It's a widescreen look. Your HUD is pushed to the edge, and it cleans up everything that you're looking at. So keep that in mind, guys. I do play on Combat Pro, which allows me to swap between my weapons and my building options with my right bumpers. Okay? I know some people that play on default, they're really good at tapping Y to change between their between their materials and their weapons. I can't do that. I'm glad that they made an option for Combat Pro. I'm sure in the future there could be a better alternative, but for right now, I'm used to Combat Pro. I can't get away from it. Okay. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this Fortnite console settings video. Hopefully you learned some things. Maybe you can tweak out some of your settings and see where it works for you. It will take some trial and error, so do be patient when you're trying to find your correct sensitivity. With that being said guys, liking the video is always appreciated. I hope to see you on the live streams. Subscribing is free here on YouTube, and I'll see you nerds later. See ya!